Hey y'all, so I'm back making videos once again. I know I always say this, but I'm really going to stay consistent. And today's video is gonna be kind of like pointers on how to get hired at MAC, why I quit, owning my own business, and just kind of an update. Let's get into it. So let's just start out with number one, I guess pointers of how to get hired at MAC, because this is like a dream job to some people. It was my dream job at one point. So I'm just gonna kind of help y'all, give y'all some tips and all this, and this. And I'll probably make a more detailed video later on down the road. Oh my God, I need to fix this. Okay, so boom. We're about to talk about how to get hired at MAC. Just some like little tips and tricks and pointers and all this stuff that are helpful. And before we get started, my hiring process was a lot different. I was an intern at MAC, so I kind of got hired after my internship was over. But this is how you get hired, and internships are a whole nother story, so I can make a different video about that if y'all want me to. But basically, you know, you're gonna go to the counter, and when you go to the counter, I'm gonna suggest that you wear all black, be fierce like you're going to the club, but not like showing too much. You wanna be edgy, but not inappropriate edgy, if that makes sense. So do that. Make sure your face is snatched. Like, you wanna be a MAC doll, you gotta come to the counter like a MAC doll, like you already got the job. Like, that is so important, because some people would just come in and look regular and be like, and they could be talented as hell, it does not matter. But if you come to the counter looking crazy, I'm sorry, but they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna be like, she just wanted to apply for a job here. Wait. So come in your best MAC black, like you already work at the counter. Like, people should be coming up to you while you're at the counter shopping. Even though you're not hired yet, people should be like, hey, do you work here? Like, that's a good sign. So just kind of go with that mentality. Okay, so number two, I always suggest that you kind of like have your portfolio, because you never know. What if they ask you right on the spot, hey, do you have pictures of your work? Or have you worked in retail before? Have you done makeup like at salons? Like, where's your portfolio? So always have a portfolio, a resume, all that stuff. And just don't be too arrogant or cocky either. That's never cute. And what's another one? So as far as just like, you know, going to apply for the job, like that's the best advice I can give. And be yourself. And then when it comes to like the callback process, I would say make sure that your station is clean when you're doing your makeover. You only have a certain amount of time and they give you a certain scenario, so just be prepared for any and everything. Always make sure your brushes are clean. You don't always have to overbeat somebody's face, and that's something that's really important, especially when you're doing your little trial makeover, because you only get like 30 minutes, if that, to do 2 looks. So I know when I still had to do that part. So my model was my mom, and I had to do her makeup, and I think the scenario was she needs an everyday look for work, but she also needs something that's gonna change it into a night look. So like, you do like a really soft look. It could be one eyeshadow color, and you just kind of like smoke it out for the day look, and then at night you put eyeliner on or something. So don't overdo it when it comes to that. And that's all I could really just like think of right off the top. So yeah, I'll make a whole different video about this, and I might even demonstrate like what I'm trying to say to y'all. So those are just a few pointers, but I'm gonna tell y'all why I quit MAC. So I started working at my dream job when I was, I wanna say 16 or 17, and right now I'm 18, or no, right now I'm 19. So I quit because it's a lot harder to balance out things like that, you know, when you're doing schoolwork. And literally the location I was at, I was driving across town, and it was just too exhausting and frustrating. And then it did come to the point where we had, even though I love all the girls, all of the group that I came in with, they like started leaving one by one, so it just wasn't the same environment and everything. You know, MAC is really about numbers too, and that can be stressful. That was another reason, like, that's not my thing. MAC was my first job. I never had any experience in retail. I just knew how to do makeup. And MAC is not about knowing how to do makeup. It's more about, can you sell the makeup, if that makes sense? And that's fine. Some people prefer that. Some people are really good at selling, but that's not my thing. I like to do makeup and I like to brand myself, if that makes sense. So, you know, if you want to work at MAC, just expect that. It was a lovely experience. I love all the girls I worked with. The environment, like I said, was something that I dreamed of. So yeah, that's why I quit. Nothing really bad. But let me update y'all on my life and how great everything is going. Not to brag or anything, but just kind of motivate y'all, or just give my testimony to life at this point. So my arm's getting so tired. So basically, the week that I quit MAC, it was a big drama, but you know, you just gotta let the little stuff slide and just keep pushing. So basically, I quit MAC the week of prom season. It was my first prom day. I had called into work. They were giving me a lot of drama for calling in, but a lot of people were calling in, so I really don't understand, but whatever. And that's another thing with MAC, you never get Saturdays off. You always have to work on Saturdays no matter what. So that's always something to consider too. But so I called in, did makeup, blah blah blah. The next day I was kind of like getting a lot of harassment from them, so I just said forget it. Like, I've been wanting to quit, I've been wanting to focus on myself, I've been wanting to start branding myself, so I did. And I had like a mini anxiety attack, y'all. Like, I had been saving money, so I had money. I wasn't really worried about that, but I was like, what am I going to do when the money runs out? I've never had another job. Every time I apply for a job, it's like you never get a call back. So I was really scared, like, about what was gonna happen next. So basically, I just started applying to jobs. The next day after I quit my job, I told my mom, I'm like, I'm going to the mall by my house, so somewhere that was closer than where I was working at. And I was like, turning in my resume everywhere. And I just found a template online and I typed up this resume, and I was getting a lot of calls back. So one place that called me back was Aldo. I got the job like 2 days after I quit MAC, but I think what had happened was, so I got the job 2 days after I quit MAC, but I didn't start working or coming in for training until the next week. So that week I had posted a picture of myself wearing this glitter gloss that I always make at my house, like by myself. And people were asking me like, where did you get this from, da da da, or how did you make this and all this stuff. And I'm like, people are asking me how I made this, but I could turn this into my own thing and start selling it. Like, this could be my little side hustle, whatever. Like, I could send it off, make it cool. So I posted a picture saying like, I'm selling these, they're like only $8, like DM me if you want to buy. I got hundreds of orders just that day. Like, it was crazy. Within that first week, I want to say I made more than what I made at MAC in that week than I did for like 2-3 months. Like, it was insane, y'all. And literally ever since then, like, the momentum has not really stopped. Like, I have a consistent clientele, but I will say owning a business is just as hard as working in retail, in that you do have to deal with people and their complaints, which I don't mind, but sometimes it's a bit overwhelming and it does give you anxiety, because it's like, you know, your product is so good and all this, and it's just, you feel defeated, but you're not defeated. It's just a lot of anxiety when people are coming at you. And one thing I will say about owning a business, it does get stressful, but it's worth it, and I love it. So basically, I'm just making this video to just show you guys and share with you my growth, and I hope I can motivate somebody to jump out there and follow their dreams, whether it's working at MAC, owning your own business. So my next video is going to be with my sister Malia, and we are going to call the numbers on our block list. So stay tuned for that. If you guys want a tutorial on this look, give me 100 thumbs up and I will do it. I love you guys and I love chatting with you, and I will see you next time. Bye.